And what we're going to do is we're going to add a single vert here. Shift A, mesh, single vert, add single vert. We're going to extrude it. Make sure you're in vertex select. We're not, so we got to click on here. You either click on here or press 1 on the keyboard, the regular one. Okay, let's start extruding. E. I'm going to wrap this around the upper pulley here. E. Just leave a little gap there, and then make a small one here. Then move this over here. Another small one. We have a little gap between this and the pulley. This crisscross here, and then we're going to extrude up. E. Extrude it up into the top beam here. Press tab to go into object mode, and then go up here to this object column. We're going to convert this to a curve, and then we're going to also apply all transforms. Hold Control, press A, apply all transforms. Okay, so let's go. We're up here. Let's go down to here to the lower pulleys, and just put the regular cursor here, and then Shift right click. And we don't have to do it again on the side view because it's already in the right place. Okay, so again we're going to add a single vert. Shift A, mesh, single vert, add single vert. Again we're going to extrude E, and just move this up and wrap it around the pulley. Leave a little gap between this and the pulley. E, move it down. E, crisscross here. And then what we're going to do with this one is we're going to wrap this. Well, right now we're going to move it down. E, just move it so it's behind the this upper beam here on the gate. And then let's go to side view 3, and then we can just go into wireframe views, make it easier to see. And what we're going to do is we're going to extrude this under that upper beam and bring it out to the front. Okay, so let's go back to front view, 1 on the numpad. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up, and we're going to wrap this around this spike here. So E, bring it up at an angle, put it like right up about here, and then we're going to go to top view, 7 on the numpad. Then we're going to extrude like this, E, and then just wrap it around the keep extruding, wrap it around that spike, and then bring it back out like this, and then go back to front view, and then bring it down so you have kind of like the loop ends about here. Let's go back to material view, and then press tab and go back into object mode. Okay, so you see that it's like bent there on the edge of that top beam. Okay, do the same thing here. We're in object mode. We're going to go up here to the object column, convert to curve, and then we're going to apply all transforms. Control A, apply all transforms, and I'm going to name this. Where are we? Actually, I didn't name the first one. We're going to name this path loop lower. Enter. Okay, and then the other one. That's the other one. This is the upper one. Okay, let's name it path loop upper. So those are together like that. Then one more thing we're going to make before we add the road is we're going to let's see, what can we do? Okay, to get the 3D cursor back in the original point, you just go Shift C, and it puts it right back there. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add, we're going to go into, let's go back into wireframe view, and then zoom in on the 3D cursor, and we're going to, this time we're going to add that Shift A curve. We're going to add that extra curve object that we needed to click on. So curve spirals. Go to curve, then curve spirals, and you go to Archimedean. Okay, so you see this here, and then you'll see down here in the bottom left, you'll have this box that says curve spirals. Click on there, and then where it says height, put in 0.07. And then where it has radius, put in 0.07. Okay, so then up turns, you're going to put 8. And then just click on here, and that makes that box go away. Okay, and then Then you got to press tab to go into object mode, and we created a spiral. There it is. And what we want to do now is, won't worry about that right now. We're just going to go up here to, actually let's go back into material view and then just zoom in on this upper loop path here. And we're going to unhide the next circle and select it. Give it a modifier. Give it a screw modifier. And it's going to be, screw is going to be 0.1. And this time the iteration is going to be 80. Okay, and then we're going to add another modifier, curve, and then the curve object this time is going to be path loop upper. And then the deform axis is going to be Z. Okay, so there. And that put that on there, that rope. Okay, so let's just name this loop upper. Okay, and then I'm just going to go down here to materials, give it the give it the rope material. And then I'm just going to go back to modifiers. I'm going to give this the mirror modifier. I don't think I need to apply all transforms because we did that with the path. Okay, so now let's zoom in on the that lower path there for the loop, and again go up here to the next circle and hide it, select it, give it a modifier, the screw, put the screw value to 0.1, and then the iterations on this time the iteration is going to be about 160. Okay, and then we're going to add a curve modifier. Curve object is going to be path loop lower, and the deform axis is going to be Z, and that's just about the right amount of iterations. If this goes too long or too short, then you can just adjust it manually there. Okay, so let's give this the rope material, and let's go ahead and give it the mirror modifier. And now this is going to move up with the in the animation, you know. So in order for this to work in the animation, we need to apply the screw modifier. Okay, and this is only on the lower loop because the upper loop's not going to move. And then we got to apply the curve modifier. Okay, and let's name this. This is loop lower. Okay, so we apply those modifiers. We don't need to apply the mirror modifier. We need to apply the screw and the curve. Okay, and now let's go to the next circle here. And actually, let's go to wireframe view. Actually, let's just stay in this view, and we're just going to hide the winch, and then just zoom in on the 3D cursor on that spiral there. And then let's go to the next circle here. We unhid it, and then just select it. We're going to add a modifier, screw. Screw is going to be 0.1, screw value 0.1, and then the iteration is going to be 30. And then add a curve modifier. The curve object is going to be the spiral. The deform axis is going to be Z. And you see we made this this kind of a knot here, and let's just name this knot, and K-N-O-T, knot. All right, and let's give it the rope material, and let's go back to modifiers again. We have to, this is going to move, so we have to apply the screw modifier on this one and apply the screw modifier on this one. And we didn't actually have to do that. We don't actually have to do that with these ropes, because in the animation they're not going to move. We're just going to use the pulley in effect on those, and then we're also going to use change the iterations on rope segment 1. But right now, okay, so we have this knot. So what we want to do is we want to duplicate it a couple times. Shift D, left click, Shift D, left click. So you have knot in the outliner, you have knot, then knot 1, knot 2. So let's just Doesn't matter which one you take, but let's just choose that first one and just zoom out. We're going to move this up, G. We're going to move it up here to the upper loop here, and then go to side view, 3 on the numpad. And what we're going to do is, you see it right here, we're just going to move it on the y-axis, GY, just move it and line it up there with the loop there. Okay. Now let's select the second one here, and we're going to move it down. G, just move it down here to that lower loop, and then go to side view again, 3, and then we're just going to move it on the y-axis, GY, just move it over there so it's on that loop. And you can go into wireframe view and just press period on the numpad to go up close. And let's just straighten it a little more so it's right on the loop there. Okay, back to material view, and then zoom out, and back to front view, 1 on the numpad. Okay, now let's get that third knot, knot 2 here, and then just again move it down. G, just move it down. This time we're going to move it down like right here. And then we're going to press 3 on the numpad to go to side view, and then we're going to move it on the y-axis, GY. We're just going to move it so it's on the front part of the beam there. Press 1 on the numpad. So it's going to be right next to this, where this loop ends here. We're going to rotate it, R, and then just move it, G, just move it like right here. Okay, now with that selected, let's shift select the upper, with this other knot. Let's just join these. Control J, join them. Okay, so now we just have 2 knots here in the outliner, knot and knot 1 here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to parent this to the this lower loop. So with these selected, shift select the lower loop, then hold Control press P, set parent to object. Okay, and now that we're thinking about it, let's just select the lower loop and then parent it to the pulley here. So shift select on the pulley, hold Control press P, set parent to object. Okay. Okay, now, all right, I think we're done all that stuff, and now we can start the animation. So let's move the zoom out here. Let's move. Let's unhide the winch, and let's move the timeline up. We're in frame 1 here, so we need to set 3 keyframes for frame 1. The first keyframe we're going to do is we'll select the lower pulley here, and just with the cursor in the viewport, press I, and then just set a keyframe for location. And that'll take a second. Okay. Now the next one is going to be the winch. Just select the winch, and then with the cursor in the viewport, press I. This time it's going to be a keyframe for location and rotation. So click on there. Okay. And then the next one, we might as well go to the outliner. Just select rope segment 1, and in the screw modifier, what we're going to do is we're going to set a keyframe for the iteration. So right click over the 700 and just insert a keyframe. Click on insert keyframe. It takes a second. Okay, so we added those 3. So you see this is yellow, that means we added a keyframe for that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to frame 250. So type in 250 here, and this is actually where we're going to see if we parented everything properly, see if everything and applied everything that we needed to apply. We'll see if all that stuff is working properly. And let's see. Oop. Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. Not yet, because we have to move the pulleys up. Okay. So we won't know yet until we move the pulleys up. But actually, now that we're in that we still have rope segment 1 selected, let's just do the keyframe for this. So where it says 700, we're in frame 250 now. Left click on that 700 and just put in 1800. We're going to increase it by about 1100. And then enter. This will take a second, take a minute. Okay, and then that changed to 1800. It's orange now, but we need it to be yellow. We need to put a keyframe. So right click on that 1800 and insert a keyframe. Okay, so we got a keyframe for that. Now let's just go to the winch now and click on there, and then go to side view 3 on the numpad. Let's go to wireframe view, and then just press period on the numpad. That'll take us up closer. And now what we need to do is we need to rotate this about 17 times. So press R and then rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then just end up right here straight like that. And then with the cursor on the viewport, press I, and then set a keyframe for location and rotation. Alright, back to material view, then back to front view, and this time select the lower pulleys, and this we're going to move these up. So this is going to be the real test of the animation. So move it up, GZ29, enter. Okay, so that moved up. It looks like, from what I can see, everything's working properly. Okay, so let's set a keyframe for this location for the lower pulleys. So press I and set a keyframe for location. Okay. All right. Now, one thing I noticed that I forgot to do is, okay. So this looks like the animation is working properly. I forgot to mirror these knots. So let's select this knot here, and let's just add a mirror modifier for that. I think we have to apply all transforms, hold Control, say apply all transforms, and then the same thing with these lower knots here. Hold Control, press A, apply all transforms, and then add the mirror modifier. Okay, so there you go. Now, one other way to test the one more test for the animation is to put this at halfway point 125, and then we can just see if everything is at halfway. Okay, so it looks like the iteration. I mean, looks like the iterations are the halfway point, and then you know, the gate is at the halfway point, and then you know the lever boxes are at a different angle. So it looks like everything's rotating properly. So so that's our portcullis. I guess it's a raised gate, or a raisable gate for a castle in the Middle Ages.